Hello, everybody. Tate Davis here with another quick little CD review video for you. Um, I recently got a CD of the last two Iron Butterfly albums, Scorching Beauty and Sun and Steel, off of Amazon. Here's the guys in the band right there, and then here's that. Sun and Steel. These are the last two albums by psychedelic rock band Iron Butterfly, even though the sounds of these two albums aren't really similar to that of the original band. But here's a little booklet, a really, really nice booklet. BGO Records remastered these in 2008 and re-released them as 2-in-1 CD pack, as both albums aren't very long. So this is a nice little booklet right here. Scorching Beauty, Sun and Steel. There's the back of it, again, the guys in the band there. Nice little essay. These are the liner notes for the two albums. Nice little essay right here about the history of the band up to that point. Some really, really nice pictures of the band members right there. Essay is done by David Wells in August of 2008. So, just a little bit of history and background for you. So, Iron Butterfly obviously were a psychedelic rock band from San Francisco that had a big hit in 1968 with the song called In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, and an album off the album of the same name. And I believe it was the first album to ever receive an RIAA platinum certification for sales of 1 million or more copies in 1976. And the band, I believe, holds that accolade in very, very high regard, as they should. And so the guys in the band around the time of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida were Doug Engel on organ and lead vocals, Eric Braun on guitar. He was only like 17 or 18 when he was in the band. Lee Dorman on bass, and Ron Bushy on drums. Eric Braun leaves after their album after that, I think, which was Ball. And Mike Panera and Larry Rhino Reinhardt come in. Mike Panera was formerly of Blues Image. You know, the band that had Ride Captain Ride. Ride, Captain, ride upon your mystery ship. They come in, this lineup records the very, very, very strong album Metamorphosis in 1970. They do a little bit more touring. Doug Engel gets disgruntled with the band's direction. He leaves. They complete the tour and they disband. Eventually, I think Eric Braun gets contacted by somebody about, maybe it was a promoter. If you reform the band, I got all these tour dates that you can have in these clubs if you reform the band. So Eric Braun took him up on the offer, got Ron Bushy back on drums, and reformed the band with a couple of other guys, and released the album Scorching Beauty in 1975. It charted briefly in the United States before disappearing off the Billboard 200. Did some more touring. They recorded another album called Sun and Steel, this time, which doesn't chart, and then I think they went in and recorded some demos, and which didn't go anywhere, and management started ripping them off, and eventually Iron Butterfly broke up and reunited all throughout the 80s and 90s and into the 2000s with various lineups. Some had original members, some didn't, and they're still together in one form or another this day in 2020. So there's the history for you. So what about the albums themselves? These albums are not available on streaming services, surprisingly. And if you originally wanted to listen to them without having the CD here, you had to listen to them on YouTube, which I did. And while they're not, the best of the batch, I think that these are pretty underrated albums. My favorite of the two albums on this particular disc is Sun and Steel. I think Sun and Steel is the better album than Scorching Beauty. I mean, Scorching Beauty has got some really great songs on it. You got 1975 Overture, Hard Misery, High on a Mountaintop, Am I Go, People of the World, which is a pretty good song. Search in Circles, I think, is one of the strongest tracks on the on the album. Pearly Gates, which was co-written by John Anderson of Yes and Ron Bushy, Lonely Hearts and Before You Go. Philip Taylor Kramer, the bass player on this album, co-wrote High on a Mountaintop. So speaking of, why don't I just give you the personnel? So for Scorching Beauty, we have... Bear with me, guys, sorry. We got Eric Braun on lead vocals, lead guitar, he does most of the lead vocals. Ron Bushy on drums, Philip Taylor Kramer on bass guitar and lead vocals on High on a Mountaintop and Pearly Gates, and then Howard Wrights is on keyboards and shares co-lead vocals with Eric Braun on Before You Go. For Sun and Steel, we have, Denny Riddell produced it. It was recorded at Paramount Studios in LA. Pacific Eye and Ear designed the album cover. Sun and Steel, by the way, Scorching Beauty again is that bad boy right there. And then Sun and Steel, which I like the album cover of this a lot. Eric Braun, lead vocals, lead guitar. Ron Bushy on drums. Philip Taylor Kramer on bass guitar and lead vocals on Lightnin' and I'm Right. This time, Bill DeMartins on keyboards and vocals and lead vocal on Beyond the Milky Way. Excuse me. Produced by John Ryan, recorded at the Record Plant in LA. A bunch of horn arrangements. Yeah, so yeah, what do we got on? So I talked about Scorching Beauty. What do I got on Sun and Steel? So the title track, which I think is a very, very great song, very great way to start off the album. Lightning, cool tune. Beyond the Milky Way, cool ballad. Free, cool. Scion, Get It Out. I'm Right, I'm Wrong. Watching the World Go By, pretty good song. And then my favorite tune out of these two albums combined is Scorching Beauty. I did a drum cover of that on my YouTube channel. I think that is a very, very underrated song. You may not like the vocals by Eric Braun, and I totally understand. He does not have a good voice, but I think it fits for this material. So, I think the production, BGO Records did a really good job with this remaster. And I would recommend it to anybody who is looking for any way to get a hold of these. The best thing to do is just to type in Iron Butterfly Scorching Beauty CD, and then this might be the first or second result that'll pop up. So this is what I got. That's what I searched, and I got this. I think I got this for maybe $10 or so, $10, $12. But either way, if you're somebody looking to listen to, if you're an Iron Butterfly fan looking to listen to those latter day Eric Braun-led albums that were never put on streaming services and were out of print for the longest time, this is the album to get, and it sounds really good. So, thank you guys very much for watching, and we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.